bear trap.
Greetings and welcome back again, friends. I do apologize for the late upload. After I got done with all my errands for today, my longtime hunt partner Kroom had asked if I'd like to venture into the bayou with him again today. On top of that, I was really just hoping my voice would clear up just a bit more before this video for the recording of my voiceovers for it. However, it had been quite some time since me and Kroom run together, so I decided to agree for reminiscing's sake. For those of you who are new, these trials videos are mainly focused towards educational purposes, though they've been made entertaining when possible. For the first trial today, finish the Farce. You must run a course, following checkpoints along the way, all while killing 10 concertina armored along the way as well. For each checkpoint, you have 9 seconds to reach the next one. Oh, and don't forget to mind your footing, for there's bear traps, along with the requisite of not taking any damage at all. So be sure to wear to mind where you step down from, unlike my second attempt here. There are 4 lanterns along the way of this course, for you to use against the armored, along with the following items Crytek has given us in our inventories: 3 fire bombs, 3 flare shots, and a Caldwell Pax with panning, which honestly, the packs is something we aren't going to need as long as we hit all of the lanterns, the fire bombs, and the flare shots. It's worth noting that the fire bombs and lanterns can inflict fire damage, causing us to fail the trial. However, the way fire damage works is, you must have 1 hit point of charring damage on your health chunks before you actually catch on fire. This allows us to get away with a single tick of charring damage before actually catching on fire, failing the trial. Furthermore, when an armored is on fire, there's a very brief moment it can still attack you. On top of that, just be sure not to brush up against any of the concertina armored, for they will inflict bleeding damage upon you. As long as you're following the exact same steps as I have in this video, you theoretically should be able to complete this trial on your first attempt, though sometimes little variants can happen and luck just leaves your side. I would like to note, however, that the next armored, after throwing this final lantern, it can be ignored, saving your final flare shot for the next armored up top. If you happen to run out of all the items that will set armored on fire, don't forget we can just use our packs instead.
He must have hit bear traps. I'll take it. I will take it. 2 more checkpoints. This was actually really easy.
For this next trial, the final trial for me, Never Walk Back. It's gonna have a couple rough cuts, and we have quite a fair bit to go over. Plus, this trial is just one of them ones that kept having very tiny variants that made me fail the trial multiple times. Now, I've been sitting on my trials footage for quite a while now, and I question, why did past me decide to use action movie style music in the final run? But I digress again. I'm gonna start out the tips like this: lanterns, lanterns, lanterns. And there's quite a few spread out around the compound, so be sure you're using these to zone yourself or get kills on the armored. Now, don't forget, armored can attack you for a very brief moment while on fire, and I actually ended up failing the trial once due to this reason. For our weapons, we are given the Romero sawed-off single-barrel shotgun and the Crowning King Auto, a semi-automatic shotgun. Now, don't fret about running out of ammo for these boomsticks. Crytek has given several of these ammo boxes scattered around the compound as well, along with fire bombs for consumables. How very generous they're being for this trial. Now, as I'm aware, the spawn point locations of the concertina armored remain the same for every attempt on this trial. I did end up testing this theory on a couple of test runs, and it seems to be the case. For this trial, it's best to focus purely on the concertina armies. However, you will run into numerous occasions where you'll have to protect yourself from the normal armies. Furthermore, be sure you aren't walking into any of the concertina armies. Doing so will inflict bleeding damage upon you, causing you to fail the trial. Now I know I'm repeating a few things from the first trial here. However, I wish to make sure it's engraved in your heads. Be sure not to hop down from high heights. The slightest falling damage will cause you to fail the trial as well. Now you are able to use the environment to your advantage in this trial. For instance, say you're being chased by an army, and there's a fence nearby. You can use said fence to block their path. Or you can run by a yellow barrel and shoot it, leaving them to walk through it. Anytime an armored has any sort of fire damage done to them, they're engulfed in flames, killing them instantly. Well, besides that very brief moment they have to attack. And here, I decided to just abort the trial, to attempt it again, as I knew 30 seconds wasn't going to be enough to kill 3 more concertina armies.
So I guess we'll just focus on getting the concertina armored, and what happens, happens. Because I just don't have time to waste on the other armored. Touch me. How did you do this, son? Touch me! No, 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 no! Oh god. Oh god. had to block my road.
For those of you who don't know, here's a neat little trick. Open up this window and then shoot this bar, and that door is now unlocked for you.
I think it might actually just spawn this spawn. Here. Inside? Question mark.
So after you kill the third Concertina army, it's advisable to open up this slide door to save yourself some time.
No! Come on, dude! Let me out the window!
Here's a small recap and final guide. Open up this door in the beginning to save yourself some time. You're gonna kill this armored through the fence and then climb up the ladder and not climb back down it. Then follow inside across the bridge, killing the second army. Now you can take a lantern to kill the next armored and the drawing room, I guess we'll call this. After dispatching the third army, head over to the sliding door and open it for yourself. For now and later. Using the same door we just opened after killing the fourth army, we're going to head to the northeast section of the compound, taking out our fifth armored. Keep an eye out for a lantern or just simply use a firebomb. Just be sure to stay out of the red now. The sixth army is right outside the courtyard to the west. Again, a lantern or a firebomb will do nicely, or even the yellow barrel. The seventh army is in the White House. Be careful to protect your rear, and don't bump into this army at all, or you'll bleed, failing the trial. It's most advisable to hop out the back window, following into that door we opened up in the beginning, following up the stairs to the 8th army. Now here's a section that can get quite hairy, so be careful how you approach. After the 8th banish, we're gonna hop out the window onto the roof, then followed by hopping down into the murky water to save ourselves from falling damage. Any time that I've gotten to this army, he's always had friends. If you hadn't shot the hanging lantern yet, I suggest doing so now for this section. Alright, we're one more banishment away. This is where everything can be in chaos. So adjust to the situation. Just keep everything off of you and make your way to the southwest section of the compound. I suggest hopping over the fence, then climbing the ladder, following the roof to gain the high ground against the final Concertina armor.
Feels good, man. Feels good.
Well friends, that was the final trial I needed to complete them all. I can now cut my life into pieces whenever I use the Lamat. Let me say, doing these videos was a great thing for me. It unlocked more of my potential to explain how to do things, and I truly hope these videos have been helping you all. I also hope to have earned your subscriptions. If these videos get enough views, I'll go ahead and redo every single trial on standalone videos for each of the trials. I'm currently collecting footage for the Serpent Moon event, and let me tell you, during this event, I pulled off the most insane revive yet, so I can't wait to unlock all of the sections of the event so I can begin editing. It may be a little while until I upload the next video. I don't believe I'll be uploading this Friday, but we'll see though. But until next time, friends, you can catch me on Twitch, streaming the event. And on Sunday, I'll be sailing the seas with my good friend and fellow streamer Gamma Rays. Take care of yourselves, friends. The world's a very treacherous place after all.